You're listening to Wiretap with Jonathan Goldstein on CBC Radio 1 and Sirius Satellite Radio 137. Today's episode, A Matter of Taste.
My name is Amelia, and I have lexical gustatory synesthesia. Synesthesia, in its broadest sense, is it's a crossover of the senses. For example, one of the more common ones would be auditory visual, where people see music, but lexical gustatory is where words cause us to experience taste. When I hear or read a word, I almost instantly experience a taste. Words that are multisyllabic usually have multiple tastes, and I can almost break down which sound comes from which taste.
So for instance, take a word like multisyllabic.
That's a really great example, because that does have a medley of taste. Multi has a sort of plum taste to it, a fruity, tart sensation, and then syllabic, the syllab part is sort of like salami, not like hard salami, but just, deli sort of thin lunch meat salami, and then the bic, it's almost like chives.
And is there any kind of consensus among other synesthetes, or is it just a hyper-subjective personal experience of these words?
Well, it's extremely subjective, but there's been many studies linking this or that sound to this or that taste, and there is some sort of pattern behind it. For example, all food words taste like the foods they describe, because the association is so great. Like
does broccoli taste like broccoli?
Yes, it does. But the important thing is that the association between food words and their foods is so strong that it radiates out into words that are not food words. So the word pillow has a vaguely sort of jello-ish flavor, and that could easily be seen to come from the word jello. And the word Europe tastes like maple syrup because of that sound.
Do you have a favorite tasting word?
Well, so many are so good. Anything that's, that corresponds to a favorite food is good. The interesting thing is that almost everything registers as pleasant, because so many of these date back to foods I ate a lot when I was a kid, that it's hard to have like a nasty thing in my food repertoire. Because that's another thing that's important, is the words do mutate. The tastes change over time. They're not set in stone. For example, when I was a kid, the word love tasted like salami, just straight up. And then one day it changed because of this omelet my dad made me. It was just an omelet with bits of salami, and the eggs were, very runny, and it was very good. And now there's definitely a sort of liquidy egg component to the word love.
I mean, can you imagine what it's like for non-aesthetes to go through life? I mean, if you were to wake up one morning and lose this ability, how would that make you feel?
Words would be duller. It would be a little like seeing the world in black and white. For now I see it in color, and then it would definitely be like draining some color from my linguistic world.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Amelia.
No problem.
Tuesday. Every winter, I spend the whole season looking for the perfect coat and never finding it. With each one, I always find there's something a little off. Sleeves too long, waist too tapered, color not gray enough. How can a coat not be gray enough, my friends ask, and I honestly don't know how to answer them. There's just this ideal coat that exists in my mind, but the unfortunate thing about coats in your mind is that they do not do the body much good. And so I keep to the same parka I've been wearing for the past 4 seasons. I pulled it out today and discovered some leftover Skittles in the tiny sleeve pocket. They might be from years ago. I zip the little pocket back up and I'm struck with a thought. If I'm to die in this coat, the Skittles will provide a nice little surprise for the coroner, something to liven up what's got to be a pretty rough job. But after 10 minutes of having discovered them, I cannot help popping them in my mouth. Thursday. The doorbell rings. It's Tucker, and he's more excited than I've seen him in quite some time. I've invented a new dish, he says. Olde Spice Chicken. It's drumsticks marinated in aftershave, so when you're finished eating, you can rub the bone behind your ears and hit the town. That's vile, I say. Tucker whips his hand out and holds up his fingers a centimeter from my face. How many fingers, he asks. You see, you can't tell, and that's because a person needs perspective to truly see. And right now, you have none. Sometimes perspective comes through the passage of time. Years from now, when bottles of eau de toilette sit side by side on the same shelf with olive oil and balsamic vinegar, you'll know you treated me unjustly. According to Tucker's logic, in the future, we may very well be using creamy Italian dressing to shampoo our hair. Saturday. I'm at the gym, and in my haste to start exercising, I accidentally leave my iPod on a bench in the locker room, and when I return several minutes later, I find it gone. It's the second iPod I've lost in the past year, but what irks me even more than its theft is the idea that someone is now out there laughing at my terrible taste in music. I decide to use the disappearance as an occasion to get myself a newer model iPod, and also get some new music to go with it. Most of the songs I own leave me feeling vaguely depressed and morbidly nostalgic anyway. I figure I'll call up Howard. He always seems to have good music suggestions, and if I don't end up liking any of them, I can comfort myself with the knowledge that I'll probably end up losing my new iPod pretty soon anyway.
Hi.
Howard?
Hi. That's what I'm doing.
Rapido,
Desmond, rapido. Nada, Brucey, lentamente. Lentamente, bene, bene.
Would you open a pizza parlor or something?
No, just stomping grapes in the bathtub. I am now Howard Chackwitz, the vintner.
Of course.
That's a winemaker, John. I have delicious grapes that are being crushed under my toes.
Oh, God.
And I make delicious Burgundy wine.
Howard, that doesn't sound very appetizing, the idea of... Howard, the dogs aren't...
Yeah, are you kidding? Of course, I got Brucey and Desmond. I got 8 extra legs there.
Oh, Howard, that...
No, it's okay. They're wearing socks. Well, actually, I got their winter boots on, and I'm wearing socks.
Oh.
But you guys keep going. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to talk to John, okay? Bene, cane, bene. Don't eat the grapes. Bruce, no.
I didn't know that you were a lover of the grape.
Well, I'm not an appreciator of your caliber, John.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lover of the grape, the corn mash, the potato, the sterno, vanilla extract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making wine with my feet, you know. I mean, this is like an ancient custom. I feel like I'm reaching back into human history with my feet.
Howard, there are ways to go about doing this.
How do you clean the stuff off your toes? I got so much under my toenails.
Where did you get these grapes?
It was just dumb luck. I just peered into the dumpster in the back of the fruit store. They threw out... Granted, they're not good for eating. They're quite moldy and rotten. But for wine, they were perfecto, Jonathan. Perfecto.
And how do you know about making wine? About vintnering?
You take rotten grapes, you crush them under your feet, and there you go. You get drunk.
And where are you going to be letting it sit?
I had some bleach containers. I cleaned them out really well.
Howard,
it was already bleached. I didn't have to clean it. I just rinsed it out a few times. The bleach already naturally cleans it. And whatever's left gives you a little extra, but you know about all that stuff already. You used to drink bleach, no?
Howard, okay.
Hind leg, front leg. Hind leg, front leg. Good. Bene, molto bene, Bruce. Trying to establish a rhythm.
I guess that's one of the challenges of making dog wine.
Reminds me of my youth in the mountains of Abruzzi.
Howard, you grew up in the suburbs in Montreal.
You see, the traditional way is that you don't use a cup. You just scoop it with your hand. Mm-hmm. Take the juice into your hand and...
Howard? Are you okay?
Very, very affecting bouquet. Bold yet subtle. boldly subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Very subtle overtones of fruit, ripe rotting fruit, dancing on the tongue, and enamel, almost. Maybe a sweet vanilla. But overall, I think it's going to need a little more vodka.
Gerard, you're putting vodka in there?
Jonathan, I don't have time to sit around waiting for this stuff to ferment. I mean, vintners like myself, Jonathan, you know, I mean, they're always at risk of going out of business. The early frost and crop rot.
Right.
Okay, guys, this is the home stretch. Let's take it home. Come on, Bruce, do the twist. Get those grapes crushed. Let's go. Come on, stick it out. 1, 2,
Oh, Howard, it really sounds like you're making quite a mess.
It's like a murder scene in here. There's like grape blood all over the wall.
Yeah, how are you ever going to be able to clean your bathroom?
Well, no, I'm not in my bathroom.
You're not in your bathroom?
No, my bathtub is so small. I mean, I'm not going to do this in my own.
You're in my bathroom, Howard, aren't you?
I'm in your bathroom, yes.
What? Howard, I thought I took my key back from you.
You're all part of this. You're going to be a shareholder. I'm going to be calling this Goldstein Schlager in honor of you and your bathtub, which you did clean, right? You keep it pretty clean.
You didn't even clean the bathtub?
I just assumed you're kind of a neat fellow.
So you just threw the grapes right in?
Your face is going to be on the label, John. You have to visualize it.
Uh-huh.
And here's the slogan.
Mm-hmm.
When a drunkard drinks, he drinks excellence. I'm talking about...
It's my bathroom, Howard. I try to keep
product. I'm talking about an idea that just cuts through all the pretension of wine, bring it to the simple man, the common man.
Listen to me. You're going to clean up that entire bathroom. Don't let the dogs roam out in my house.
They already have.
Don't... Howard, they're going to leave wine paw prints all over everything.
I'm making wine. You should come have some of this wine, relax a bit, take some stress off.
Howard, I don't want any of that wine. That's...
You know, John, I'm going to make it all nice for you. I'm going to leave a nice bathtub full of wine. I'm going to hang a cup on a hook, put a nice tablecloth over the toilet, light a candle.
Okay, Howard, listen to me. I have to go. I'm hosting a retirement party at my office this afternoon.
I'm going to phone you back.
No,
I still have to keep tasting this stuff, and I got a lot more stomping to do. I'll give you updates.
Just clean it up. I'll talk to you later.
Rapido. Película. Yeah, Moya. Come on, stop. Yeah, Moya. Jasmine, don't growl. Man, the cat. Yeah, Moya.
Hello?
Johnny, what's going
Greg,
on?
let me call you back.
What are you doing, a Marlon Brando impression? What's going on?
I'm trying to hear these people talking in the hall.
What are you doing, standing in your socks with a cup to the door? What are you eavesdropping on your coworkers for?
Gregor, let me call you back.
Now you got me intrigued, Johnny. Come on, bring me in on it.
I can't talk right now.
Come on, they can't hear you. We'll talk in code. Anije, utwe arye uingde, uye inkste.
Okay, all right.
Why do you make me play 20 questions?
I just threw a retirement party for this facilities director in the office, and I was just trying to hear what the office buzz was.
What the office buzz was, huh?
You know, everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves.
Oh, no, that sounds like a really good time. An office party for a retiring janitor. You know, I didn't get my invitation. I'm sorry I couldn't have come, but I would have made time.
Hang on a second. I have call waiting.
Oh, I got nothing but time, Johnny. Just put me on hold.
Hello?
Joe, where do you keep towels? I need some clean towels.
No, I don't want you using towels to clean
all
it
the
up.
linen's already used already. We're drinking as much as we can, and I gotta wipe
You're
up all the
drinking?
How am I going to clean the floors and the ceiling? I gotta clean this up.
Howard, are you drunk?
I'm not drunk. I'm a vintner.
Stop drinking and just clean up,
How
okay?
do you want to do one and the
Just
other?
do it. Hello?
All right, seriously, Johnny, back me up on this one. Why would anyone ask you, of all people, to throw a party?
I volunteered.
Why would you volunteer? You don't like people and you don't like fun.
For some reason, I just always felt like this guy didn't like me.
He was the guy who had to, like, vacuum up your food droppings around your computer desk and stuff? There's a reason to hate you.
No, I don't think it was that.
Oh, believe me, it was that.
I was trying to leave a final good impression on him. He was a very cranky guy. He'd get upset that I didn't untangle my phone cord often enough.
Yeah, well, I bet it's frustrating if it's his job to untangle your phone cord.
Hang on a second. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Howard, did you stop... Howard, are you still drinking?
I'm cleaning.
You know, you're unbelievable. You know,
Unbelievable.
Howard, are you letting the dogs run around?
We're trying to clean up your place like you asked us to do.
Dogs can't clean, Howard.
Pardon me? You're telling me my dogs can make a complex alcoholic beverage?
Howard.
Oh.
Howard.
Yes?
Please.
You're so cute when you're bad.
Sorry, hello.
What'd you do for the party? Just tell me what you did.
I mean, I did my best. You know, I served some drinks and
I think we just identified the problem. Your best is defective.
Oh, God. I think it's Howard again. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Jonathan.
Oh, hey, Jerry. Let me just... I just have call waiting. Hang on one second.
Gerard.
Gregor?
Yo.
I gotta go. I've got that guy Jerry from my office.
Jerry who? Jerry the guy who's your office nemesis? The guy who follows your show at the classical music show? The guy you hate?
I don't hate him. He's sort of a snob. And
Look, don't hate that guy because he's everything you are but better. He's just living his life.
That's not...
I know how you take this all personally, Johnny, because you're a fancy lad, but he's a fancier lad.
Okay.
You know what? The two of you should go out and tie your ascots on and really have a fun time on the town drinking some Pernod.
Well, anyway, maybe he's calling to extend the olive branch and, congratulate me on the party.
Yeah, probably. He's probably calling to talk to you about the difference between chamber music and symphonic music. It's going to be a fun chat.
Okay. Talk to you later. Hey, Jerry.
Not Jerry. It's Gerard, I was trying to tell you.
Gerard. Oh, where are you calling from?
My desk.
Oh, okay, because you're 3 offices down from me. I'm used to you just coming by or something.
Well, sure, but you know how it is. I'm gazing out of the window, and it's a captivating view, Jonathan. It's extraordinary today.
Right.
There's these beautiful ships going past on the St. Lawrence. The sun's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I wouldn't know. My office doesn't have a window.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That is right, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I was just ringing up about the retirement party you gave for Claude.
Oh, yeah. I was glad to see you there. I trust you had a fine time?
Jonathan, I've been to some parties in my time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done shots with Von Karajan, I've smoked up with Pavarotti. And Jonathan, I have never experienced a party like this.
Really?
I've never been to a party where people have talked so much about the party. At the party.
And that's a good thing.
I'm reminded of that Shakespeare play.
Oh, yeah?
A Comedy of Errors, Jonathan. With an emphasis on errors and not so much comedy. Let me ask you, we were having a debate, me and the other guys. What were those bizarre, balled-up tissues? They were sort of puce and beige and dotted around the room. What was their significance exactly?
They were supposed to be roses.
They were supposed to be roses.
That I had made out of paper.
I've never seen somebody blow their nose on a rose before.
Oh, hey, Gerard, I'm sorry. Hang on one second.
It's Gerard.
Get your face out of the wine. You're going to drown. Bruce almost drowned before. We were trying to clean the tub, and we lost him for a few seconds, and he was completely under the wine in the bathtub.
Look, Gerard, I mean, I worked with what I had.
Right,
I didn't want to, overwhelm people with
Oh, you have
decoration.
not overwhelmed, Jonathan. You have barely whelmed. When I held a retirement party for my technician on my show,
right, your
things went
conductor's choice, is that?
Maestro's prerogative, Jonathan.
Right. Great show.
Yeah, anyway, we catered it to the best of our abilities. Sure, we didn't have a big budget. Sure, it wasn't a 4-piece string quartet, but we had a string quartet. Sure, it wasn't filet mignon, but... Oh, hang on one second. There's one of my producers.
Yeah.
No, if I say D minor, I mean D minor.
Oh.
Well, I am the maestro. It is my prerogative.
Hello.
Yay.
Anyway, Jonathan, was the cake meant to taste like chopped liver? Because I've never had a chopped liver cake with chocolate icing before.
Well, Gerard, the party wasn't for you. It was for Claude. And at the end of the day, it's, how Claude felt about it. And, I'm sure he... appreciated the...
Yes, I'm sure he appreciated the feeble gesture. Did you know that 90% of the food you served was sardine-based?
Well, there was a sale.
Jonathan, all that was missing seemed to me to be a Cookie Monster piñata that dribbles human waste when you hit it.
Hang on a second. I have call waiting.
Who do you think you are? I'm your slave? I'm
Howard,
a
sober
housewife?
up. Howard, I'll talk to you later.
You clean your own ceilings.
Hey, sorry about that.
Jonathan, was it even fair to force a man on his last day at work to continue doing his duties?
What are you talking about?
You handed him a mop.
No, Gerard, that was the party game that I had planned. It was sort of like a concierge version of Pin the Tail on the Donkey, where I wanted to blindfold him.
Jonathan, you blindfolded a 65-year-old man who mops a floor every day of his life. You spun him around until he almost vomited. Are you even aware that man is legally blind, and that's why he's being forced to retire?
I had no idea.
Well, Jonathan, that's a wonderful irony that you should blindfold a man who is literally blind. Oh, and by the way, his wife, the lady who you made pose for the cameras and you made them kiss a couple of times.
Right.
That's not his wife. That's his sister. His wife, Jonathan, died 2 years ago. Did you not sign the condolence card at the time?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess I did. It's the other line again. Hang on. Hello.
You still talking about the partay?
Yeah. Gregor, I'll talk to you later.
Give me a little hint.
Sorry. Hello.
And that first sip, when we toasted him on that execrable port.
You didn't care for the port, huh?
I have never in my adult life had a hangover after the very first sip of a drink. And speaking of which, I still cannot believe you serve port in a Dixie cup.
Gerard, it's the other line again. Hang on.
Can't clean it. I can't get the blood off my hands.
Howard, it's not blood.
It's blood.
Okay, Howard.
All over the ceiling and walls.
Sober up, and I'll see you later, okay? Just don't touch anything.
Death everywhere.
Arnie Orchestra?
Hey, Gerard, I didn't actually realize that you were such a connoisseur of wine and port and those things.
Well, one doesn't like to boast.
Maybe tomorrow after work, if you're not too busy, I could stop by your office with something from my own wine cellar.
Oh, yes?
I'm somewhat of a vintner myself.
Oh, you are?
Well, I dabble, and I have a couple extra bottles in the house that maybe I can bring over for a little sampling.
Well, I'm always interested in a dabbling and a sampling. Tell me, what is the terroir?
Well, it's sort of a local mix. It's a little something I call vin de chien.
Oh, how playful.
And, we'll do it right. We'll make a little toast to Claude.
Claude?
Is it Claude?
The man's name is Claude. It's a massive sign of disrespect to not get the man's name right. You do the same thing to me. I'm not Jerry. I'm not Gerard. I'm Gerard. It's very simple. It's Gerard.
On Wiretap today, you heard Amelia Fido, Howard Chakowitz, Gregor Ehrlich, and Gerard Bruce. Wiretap is produced by Jonathan Goldstein, with Mira Bertwin-Tonic and Crystal Duhame. Tune into Wiretap Saturdays at 1:30 and Thursday evenings at 11:30. You can also hear Wiretap across North America on Sirius Satellite Radio 137. Or subscribe to the podcast through our website at cbc.ca/wiretap, where you can also download the latest Wiretap ringtone.
Who do you think you are? I'm your slave?
Make believe your cell phone is a drunken robot who hates you with every ring of your phone.
For more on all of our CBC podcasts, head to cbc.ca/podcasting.